Number 4. You're going to be absolutely shocked by this one, because most men will stop masturbating once they find out about this. But if you don't know what you're missing out on, then I am going to show you exactly why thousands of men are choosing to keep masturbating despite all the negative effects that it can have on their health. And there are some really nasty ones in here. So make sure you watch through until the end, so you don't miss anything. How does masturbation affect your prostate? Before we get into the main video, I just want to talk about how masturbation affects your prostate. Many men are concerned about how masturbation may affect their prostate health. There is limited scientific evidence to suggest that frequent masturbation increases the risk of prostate problems. However, it is important to note that masturbation itself is not a cause of prostate cancer or other prostate issues. Rather, it may be a symptom of underlying prostate problems. For example, men with an enlarged prostate or other prostate issues may turn to masturbation as a way to relieve discomfort or pain. Additionally, men who are experiencing sexual dysfunction, such as erectile dysfunction, may also turn to masturbation as a way to achieve orgasm and satisfaction. It is important for men to be aware of the potential risks of frequent masturbation and to consult with a healthcare professional if they experience any symptoms of prostate problems or sexual dysfunction. By taking these steps, men can help ensure that they are taking care of their sexual and overall health. So now let's begin with number 10. We begin with frequent urination. Now this is a big one. You see, when you masturbate, your prostate can become swollen and inflamed. This inflammation can cause your bladder to become irritated, leading to an increased need to urinate. In fact, studies have shown that men who masturbate more frequently are more likely to suffer from urinary incontinence, which is the inability to control the flow of urine. So if you're someone who struggles with going to the bathroom frequently, especially at night, it might be worth looking into whether masturbation could be contributing to the problem. And I've got to warn you, the next one is going to blow your mind. 9. Ejaculation. Masturbation can lead to ejaculation, and while that's normal and healthy, it can become a problem if it happens too frequently. When you ejaculate, your body releases a hormone called prolactin. Prolactin is normally responsible for milk production in women, but in men, it can cause a condition called hyperprolactinemia. This condition can lead to a number of issues, including decreased libido, erectile dysfunction, and infertility. One study found that men who masturbated more than 3 times per week had higher levels of prolactin in their bodies. So if you're noticing a decline in your sex life or fertility, it may be time to cut back on the self-pleasure. Number 8. Impotence. If you thought erectile dysfunction was only caused by psychological issues, think again. Frequent masturbation can actually cause physical damage to your penis, leading to a condition called impotence. When you masturbate, your body releases a hormone called dopamine. Dopamine is responsible for pleasure and satisfaction, and too much of it can actually impair your ability to get an erection. In fact, one study found that men who masturbated more than once a day were 3 times more likely to suffer from impotence than those who masturbated less frequently. That's a pretty significant risk, and it's definitely something to consider. Number 7. Low testosterone. As you probably already know, testosterone is one of the most important hormones in your body. It's responsible for everything, from your sex drive to your muscle mass. And guess what? Frequent masturbation can actually lower your testosterone levels. When you masturbate, your body produces high levels of dopamine, which can interfere with your body's natural testosterone production. In fact, one study found that men who masturbated daily had lower testosterone levels than those who abstained from masturbation altogether. Low testosterone can lead to a whole host of problems, including decreased libido, fatigue, and even weight gain. So if you're worried about your testosterone levels, you may want to cut back on the self-gratification. 6. Prostate enlargement. Here's another one that you probably didn't know about. frequent masturbation can actually cause your prostate to become enlarged. The prostate is a small gland that sits just below your bladder, and when it becomes enlarged, it can cause a number of urinary problems, including difficulty emptying your bladder and a frequent need to urinate. One study found that men who masturbated more than twice a week were 2.5 times more likely to develop an enlarged prostate than those who masturbated less frequently. While occasional masturbation is not harmful, it's important to be aware of the potential risks if you do it too often. No. 5. Chronic pain. Most people think of masturbation as a pleasurable experience, but it can actually lead to chronic pain if done too frequently. When you masturbate, your body produces high levels of lactic acid, which can cause your muscles to become sore and inflamed. In addition, frequent masturbation can cause your pelvic floor muscles to weaken, which can lead to back and hip pain. One study found that men who masturbated daily were 4 times more likely to suffer from chronic pain than those who abstained from masturbation altogether. So if you're someone who already suffers from chronic pain, it may be best to avoid masturbation altogether. No. 4. Erectile dysfunction. This is one of the most shocking side effects of frequent masturbation, but it's important to be aware of it nonetheless. Erectile dysfunction is a condition that causes pain and discomfort in the rectum and anus. And guess what? It can be caused by frequent masturbation. When you masturbate, your body produces high levels of adrenaline, which can cause your blood vessels to constrict. This can reduce blood flow to the rectum and anus, leading to discomfort and pain. In addition, frequent masturbation can cause your pelvic floor muscles to weaken, which can also contribute to erectile dysfunction. One study found that men who masturbated more than 3 times per week were 5 times more likely to suffer from erectile dysfunction than those who abstained from masturbation altogether. No. 3. Sleep apnea. Did you know that frequent masturbation can actually cause sleep apnea? Sleep apnea is a condition that causes your breathing to stop and start while you sleep, and it can be caused by frequent masturbation. When you masturbate, your body produces high levels of prolactin, which can lead to a buildup of mucus and phlegm in your throat. This buildup can obstruct your airway while you sleep, leading to sleep apnea. In addition, frequent masturbation can cause your neck muscles to become weak, which can also contribute to sleep apnea. One study found that men who masturbated daily were 6 times more likely to suffer from sleep apnea than those who abstained from masturbation altogether. No. 2. Depression. I know this is a shocker, but frequent masturbation has been linked to depression. When you masturbate, your body releases high levels of endorphins, which are supposed to make you feel good, but too much of a good thing can actually be bad for you. Over time, your body can become dependent on these endorphins, and when you masturbate less frequently, you may experience withdrawal symptoms, including depression. In addition, frequent masturbation can lead to social isolation, as you may prefer to masturbate rather than interact with others. This social isolation can contribute to depression, making it even more important to maintain a healthy social life. And finally, No. 1. Addiction. Yes, you heard me right. Frequent masturbation can actually be addictive. When you masturbate, your brain releases a chemical called dopamine, which is responsible for pleasure and satisfaction. Over time, your body can become dependent on this dopamine release, and when you try to cut back on masturbation, you may experience withdrawal symptoms, including anxiety, irritability, and even seizures. In addition, frequent masturbation can cause your body to produce less dopamine, which means you'll need to masturbate more and more frequently to get the same high. This cycle of dependence and withdrawal can lead to addiction, making it important to masturbate in moderation. If you want to learn more about male health, check out my channel. I've got lots of great videos there that can help you live a healthier and happier life as a man. Until next time, guys, take care.